Bring your ass back on the screen.
Welcome. Son, you interrupted my welcome, man.
My bad, bro. Yeah, we used to say we ready. We used to say mic check 1, 2.
We did that.
Get my levels right.
Right, that looked legit. Looked like it was a fresh bottle. I ain't gonna bother you.
There you go. There you go.
Couldn't hear you, Pop.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, fellas?
I shit low.
Yo. Crazy week in the world of sports for New York City.
Oh, I thought you was talking about for you.
Word, right?
Nah.
You got your all black on as a funeral?
Nah, I'm all right, baby. Hashtag no expectations, man.
That's only gonna last you but for so long. You gotta root for somebody.
Son, drink out that bottle, son. Fuck, ain't nobody gonna
listen. Nah, I gotta keep it classy. Keep it classy in the cup.
Yeah, you can't drink out the bottle for when Keyshawn wanna get some.
Let's not talk about that, please.
I don't even want to know. My bad.
Now go there.
He came downstairs. 3 bottles was lower than what he remembered.
I'll drink to that.
This guy here, one of his 8 bottles is getting low. Time to replace it.
Yo, Scott, I was like, yo, when I go to work, I'm gonna leave the man cave open. You can game when you want. I come home from work. He was like, yo, son, I'm sitting there gaming and shit. I look to the right. I see empty Douce bottles over there.
Alcohol.
This ain't no game. I do this in real life.
Alcoholic.
Nah, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Definitely been a busy ass work week for me personally, man. Just a lot going on. I told him today, I was like, yo, I need a drink. Like, if we wasn't recording tonight, I probably would have been at a bar somewhere. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm definitely hitting the streets this weekend. I needs it.
It's an off weekend. I can't afford to, the way my bank account work, right?
Oh, shit got you. He'll loan you some bread.
EDR hit my bank account for $400. I was like, y'all ain't tell me y'all was doing this. I'm thinking we put the down payment. We could just pay up until the date. And sure enough, yo, $400 right out my account on the 12th. I'm like, nah. I get the receipt in the email.
He ain't know until he got the receipt that said, "Thank you for your payment."
Word.
Exactly.
That's
not playing for this.
That's prime for an overdraft right there.
What?
Thank God I ain't overdraft.
So every off week before I get paid, the Monday, my daughter's after school program come out. And every Friday I'll be like, damn, I ain't called to stop it.
Yeah, you foul.
Yo, every Friday I'll be like, damn. Oh, yeah.
Hello, Citibank. Yeah, don't let that go through.
I still ain't do my taxes yet.
I did those.
That's
Don't even talk about that.
Rich talk.
Ain't no rich talk.
He said rich talk.
Chip said, we gonna talk about that.
I was talking about that. Boy, Trump ain't let nobody live.
Word. Ain't no rich talk.
Corporation?
We about to turn this podcast into one. I tell you that. LLC, MizFitz, Sport Radio, Incorporated.
They're gonna be like, who's the name under? All us. All right, but which name? All us. Yo, but another week, another show, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're gonna do something a little different.
Yo, before you do that, oh, go ahead.
Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to my man Pauly the Bull. That had us on his show, WMD Words Music Band. Me and PH came through and represented for the MizFitz. Appreciate you. I wish you nothing but the success, man. I subscribed. I watched some of the episodes. It looked lit. I like your concept. Want to say keep going, man. And anytime you want to collaborate and join us on MizFitz, you're more than welcome. I'm sure we might bring you in one time or a couple times rather. And we can do this together. You know what I mean? So shout out to Paul, man. Keep doing your thing.
Salute.
Appreciate the love, man.
I was gonna say before we jump in, we gotta keep remembering to do this in the beginning. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that.
Support.
Instagram, MizFitz Sport Radio, Twitter, same thing. Social media, follow.
Facebook's group.
All that.
Let me say something on that, man. We be forgetting to do that, but for all y'all listeners, man, this is what we do on the regular, man. It just comes so natural for us. You know, this is just like me on the phone or, you know, in a chat group or whatever, talking shit for y'all, man, and y'all just watching. So that's why we forgetting to do that sometimes, you know what I mean? Because it's just natural for us. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Interact with us, man. Shoot us your viewers' choice questions, man. We need debate topics, yo. Let's get it.
We need all the feedback, man.
Definitely need the feedback.
Put it all in there, man. We need all that.
Yeah, we need your feedback. Let us know, you know, what topics you want to hear, what topics you maybe want to throw at us yourself. You know, we open to all of that.
All that.
We want all the smoke.
All that.
Anybody that think they know more than us or think they right, Chips want all that smoke.
It's not. Bring it. I thumbs down you real quick in them comments. Let's go.
YouTube thumbs.
Word.
But yo, man, doing something different this episode. Wish it was a full team for this, but we're going to bring it back later on another time, too, and we got everybody. But this week, normally, you know, we do our homework, we do our preparations. We want to make sure that we're clear and concise in every topic. This week, this is basically a live episode. All the topics are coming from each individual, nothing rehearsed, nothing pre-planned. So just get ready for Chips to say, mad times.
Yo, but before we do that, let's Chips wanted to touch back on a topic from the last episode.
Go ahead,
yes.
Chips, what you got?
Yes. Damn, I'm starting already. We talking about
fans being restricted or not being restricted?
Yes. So Russell Westbrook got into it with a fan. Quick brief for what happened. There's a video that surfaced. Westbrook is seen telling, I think he was talking to a security guard, but he was also talking to the fan in Utah, where he was telling the fan, "I'll fuck you up. Bet that's my word. I'll fuck you and your wife up." And that brought on a whole controversy. Back again, what we talked about last week, fans interference and how much restrictions they have and access to the players. Westbrook ended up being fined $25,000. The fan has been banned for life in Utah Arena. There was both sides of the story. Westbrook said the fan told him to get on his knees like he's used to doing. And then the fan said he never said anything like that. Also, Westbrook said he thought it was a racist thing. The fan said he never said nothing like that. He was saying that Westbrook needed to ice his knees like he's used to doing. And the fan also said the crowd around him would verify that he didn't say nothing like that and it wasn't nothing racist. But flipped it later on during the investigation. People dug up Twitter posts from the fans saying racist comments about Westbrook.
He tried to delete his Twitter account. Too late.
Yeah, so you ain't get the memo that once you post, it's on there. You know what I'm saying?
So, he tried to make it private immediately.
Yeah, so he got caught up. He was saying stuff. Westbrook needs to go back to where he came from, and racist things like that. So let me start off by saying I'm glad we talk about things that we foresee shit going down. You know what I'm saying? So this is to let y'all know that we really in tune in what we talking about, and we really paying attention to what's going on and what might come from it. And we really talk our own opinions. So when I seen that incident happen, I said, shit, this is just what we was talking about. And I think the way that they handled it, and also what happened is the James Dolan thing in the Garden, where he told a fan, when a fan yelled at him, very calmly I might add, sell the team, James Dolan didn't like that, told the fan, yeah, enjoy watching from the streets, and banned that fan indefinitely as well.
Boss move.
So that goes to say, I think everything that happened and how it happened is exactly what I think needs to happen. Something happened, nobody could foresee it. It didn't get out of hand. It was an incident. It was caught on video, whatever. But immediate action happened on both parties. For whatever reason, whether people agree with it or not, the fan got banned for life, permanent ban. And I think if you do things like this and you don't play around with it, this will send a message to other fans who might want to come and cause trouble and start shit with players, with owners, with other fans, that it's not going to be tolerated. Come, enjoy the game, enjoy the festivities, go home, and have a good night. That's what needs to happen. These bands need to be stronger. I was thinking back on the Detroit, the Mayhem, the brawl in Detroit. I don't know if those fans even got banned. I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to do my research, but I don't know if those fans got banned. But stuff like this needs to happen, and needs to happen on Front Street. So all these other people that's watching and that's in tune with what's going on know that, listen, I can't just say anything and do anything with these fans. So I think all organizations handle that very well. And people was upset with James Dolan. I wasn't upset with him. It was video during the MSG investigation. They saw a video of the fan actually following James Dolan and trying to get to him, and his partner was recording it. So they was already planning on maybe not being rude, not being disrespectful, or just doing something. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in somebody else's property, you got to be respectful. And that fan said something, although he said it calm or whatever, the owner didn't like it. That's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. What's your take on that, Pop? I know we had a little scuffle during that debate.
It's funny you bring up the when you said that we have our own opinions and our own thoughts. Since we started doing this, I watch less sports talk, like a lot less sports talk, because I don't want to regurgitate what I've been hearing, whether I agree with them or not. Like I just try to stay away from it. So like say if I'm at work or something, I have some downtime at work. I would, instead of watching the whole show, I might like watch a 4-minute clip or something like that. So Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman was talking about it, and Stephen A. told a story about was it the Knicks? I don't remember who he was working for, where he was at, but he was working for ESPN, and he said there was like something going on in his life, you know, his own personal stuff. He's having a bad day, so he said he goes to work. He's in somebody's arena, and a fan says something to him. Yo, Chips, why you got a star on your hand, son?
Oh shit!
Yo, completely took him out of the story.
Sir, you give yourself a satisfactory star?
Nah, my man Uncle Ben turned 50, man. Shout out to Uncle Ben, man. Happy 50th, man. Wifey threw decorations down, so it's a star.
That shit was shining. So he was like, he was having
I'm a star, baby.
And the fan said something. I don't remember what he said. I don't know if he remembered exactly what the fan said, but he's like, his response was, he gave him 2 middle fingers, and he was like, F you. And he was like, the fan was like, got him. Yeah, got him. And he was like, the owner at the time of ESPN happened to be there. And he was like, he called them over, and he was like, yo, you've been having a rough week. I know what's going on in your personal life. He's like, don't worry about it, just go home. And he was like, he was grateful for that because that was a fireable offense. And on top of it being a fireable offense, he did it in front of his ultimate boss. So he was basically saying how these fans doing this stuff on purpose. They trying to get the reaction out of you. And that was my whole thing. Like, once somebody do something, it could escalate to something else. I seen another clip where it was just Westbrook. They was like all his interactions with fans. and
many of them.
Not only was it just Westbrook, it was Utah and Denver multiple times. There was one time where, like, I think he was like going for a steal or something. He stepped out of bounds, and a fan that was sitting on the floor got up and stood in front of him and was like, and Westbrook pushed him away with his forearm and was looking like, yo, like, what is this? And the dude was clapping like, yeah, and then sat back down. Like, these dudes gotta chill, man. I get it. You get emotional. It's your home team against the enemy, and yo, just relax, man. Just relax. Watch the game. You could clap. You could stand up. You could jump. Let the player initiate it. Let the player put your hand up and let the player give you a 5 if they want to give you a 5. Like, don't go out there trying to initiate the contact or. Listen, I've been to games and I'm like, you bum, bull, you bum. That's as far as I'm gonna go. I'm not. I don't personal life, and I'm not doing all of that.
Fuck your kids.
Word. Yo, do y'all remember when Marcus Camby, his family got kidnapped? Like, they was saying stuff like that. Like, that's wild to me, son. Like, I might forget I'm at a basketball game. My wife just get kidnapped, and I just get her back. And they wildin', so that might trigger me to go do something, son. Like, that's wild. But we both, the back and forth we had, it was more about you just didn't agree with Westbrook. Because at the premise of it, we agreed, like, yo, they shouldn't be doing this. But it was like you just dislike Westbrook or you dislike his attitude and, you feel like he should respond a certain way. So...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I was talking about the specific situation.
So like, in this situation, I feel like he wanted to just match disrespect with disrespect. That was his sole purpose, and you can't do that. Although I understand it.
Right. Okay. Good. Okay.
I understand it, but you can't do that. You can't do that. We all, in our profession, deal with people that get under our skin, whether on purpose or not on purpose, they don't care. They get off on that. Like, getting you in trouble, getting you mad. You might not ever see that person again. But you got that negative energy in you off of this 10-second back and forth with this person, and that person's happy, like, I got him, yeah. And you mad, or you got to deal with the consequence. So I'm happy that the thing got. I'm glad they did the investigation and they found what they found. If I'm not mistaken, they said that they did interview other people, and they were saying he said what Westbrook said. That was other people that heard it. He got the bin because Puda was saying that. Puda was like, "What about verbal? What about when people say things verbally?" Because of the first convo, it was just about being touched.
Yeah,
and Puda had brought that up. Like, you shouldn't be able to just say anything neither, because man. Your words hurt. I don't care about all that sticks and stones. You can hurt somebody's feelings with words. So you say the wrong thing. And Westbrook deserved to be fined because you can't say the things he was saying. You can't do that. What you think, Chris?
So it's funny. I actually saw the clip that you were talking about, and the second part to that Stephen A had mentioned. There was another incident. I think he said he was in Kansas City, and the fan was wilding him up. He was like, the fan was going mad hard, like to the point where security noticed it and was like about to about to escort him out. Like, he was like, the dude was just being over aggressive. Like, he was talking shit, but he was being over aggressive with it too. Like, so he was like, he turned around. And he looked at the fan, and security was like, you want me to get rid of him? And he was like, nah. And he was like, he looked at the fan and was like, just calm down. You could say whatever you want to say, but just calm down. Like, you're getting too hyped. And he was like, security. He told security, nah, don't escort him out. Leave him. He enjoying himself. He enjoying the game. And he was like, the dude was like, thank you, because he knew he was about to miss the whole rest of the game. And money wasted, basically. But he was like, the dude was like, thank you. He was like, now the dude kept talking shit. But at that point, it turned into lighthearted shit talking. You know what I mean? It wasn't overly aggressive and, you know what I mean, like disrespectful with it. And for me, that was my point in regards to the Westbrook conversation, is as much as, you don't have to sit there and take it, the way you respond to it can either antagonize the situation or it can diffuse the situation. Now, we all know as celebrities, since we celebrities and shit, people be trying to get our autographs,
Right.
People come up to you and you'll have those ones that have, genuine intent. They really just want to, take a picture or be in your presence or whatever. But then you have those ones that are like, oh, I'm about to come up. And so you have to know, being in the spotlight, there are going to be those fans or those people that are going to try you and that are going to try and get a reaction out of you to get you in a compromising situation so that they can either get paid, just like the Dolan joint. Them dudes was ready just to send that to TMZ. That was a whole TMZ plot. Like, oh, we're going to send it to TMZ so we could get paid off the video. So that was my whole position of it. And it was, being the professional, you got to know this is what comes with the territory a lot of times. Now, does it make it right? Absolutely not. The one thing I feel like with the Russell Westbrook situation is, and I think we all agree, and I think Pop mentioned it too, the same thing that Russell Westbrook hearing, security heard that shit too. Why you ain't jump in and say something off break? That would have been my only change, or that would have been the only thing I felt like should have been different. Security either should have been closer to the sideline to where once they heard it, it should have been all right, you wilding now, you got to go. it shouldn't have been even allowed for Westbrook to respond. It should have just been on some, like the same way the Stephen A situation where security stepped in proactively. Like Pop said, I shouldn't have to call security every single time. I'm a grown-ass man. But at the end of the day, if you're doing your job, it shouldn't even get to that. Once you hear the disrespect and the derogatory comments, step in and do your job. Because we're here. He paid his money. He paid a lot of money for them seats. I understand. He feels entitled. Cool. That's whatever. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be disrespectful, and I shouldn't have to be the one to police you. That's not my job. My job is to entertain, not police. So, I definitely feel like that should have been the difference in it. But the Dolan situation, once I found out they had them on camera, like following them around, like it was all premeditated, that's when I agreed with him kicking him out. Before that, I was like, you can't kick out a fan for speaking his mind or stating his opinion. Like, just because he screamed it and you heard it, what if like 4 or 5 of them said it at the same time, or it became a chant?
He ain't even screaming. Not to cut you off, but let me just say this: Dolan did an interview on the Michael K show the next day. He did say he reacted wrong. He did say that if he could do it again, he wouldn't even had the fan thrown out, or addressed the fan the way he did. He would have just kept it moving, because in hindsight, the fan didn't say nothing bad.
Was it at the end of the game when it happened, or was it before the game?
It was at the end of the game. Dolan was getting ready to leave.
Oh, okay.
And the fan got down there to the rail and leaned, and just in time to say, Dolan, sell the team. And that's how he said it. He ain't say it with no, sell the fucking team. You bum, you don't know what you're hearing. All he said was sell the team.
So they overturned the ban since he felt...
he said he's gonna keep the ban because after the fact they found out that he was following him and it was premeditated. They sold the tape right away to TMZ, so they felt like it was an intent there. And he also said that even before they found that he was following him and stalking him, basically that's the word they used, stalking him. He was actually going to bring the fan back and invite the fan. I don't know if this is true or not. This might be PR play.
It's probably like laying it on, yeah.
But he said he was going to invite the fan back, invite the fan backstage. I'm not backstage, but in the locker room area to talk with the players and to really get an idea of what the plan is with the Knicks going forward. So he did say that. He did say that in hindsight, he should have just kept moving. So, but it wasn't
at the end of the game. Would you say maybe intoxication was involved? That's why he said something.
It could be, but I don't think
that's an assumption. But
it was because he didn't. When the fan said it, he didn't sound like he was slurring or nothing.
I meant Dolan, being that he responded.
He was drunk. No, it touched the nerve. He said it touched the nerve. He says one thing you can say about James Dolan. A lot of people don't like him, and I'm kind of like on the fence. I think a lot of shit that he does is fucked up, but I think he's become better in staying out of basketball operations. But one thing you can say about him is he's not the owner that people try to make him out to be, the way they say, oh, he don't care about the team, he don't want to win. Because he spends bread, son. He takes risk. You know what I mean? The only gripe I had with Dolan is him not letting Donnie Walsh finish where he started. And that's where my dislike came from. But he spends money. He tries his best to he just makes bad decisions on personnel.
And he hired a black GM.
Yeah.
Not just a black coach, black GM.
So he does try to, he just makes the wrong decision sometimes. So it touched the nerve. So that's what he said. He was like, the reason why I reacted was because that hurt me, to hear somebody yell at. He was dealing with the rumors. There was a rumor about a week or two ago before the incident saying that Dolan was thinking about selling the team, but they quickly squashed that rumor. So at that point, he was just tired of hearing it. You know what I mean? And he reacted.
Okay. Well, but yeah, I mean, I think we all agree in agreement. Not necessarily there needs to be more added as far as restricting the fans, because outside of every other sport, basketball is probably the closest player-fan interaction sport there is. Like, most other sports don't have that interaction. And that was the one thing I kept hearing after the incident with Russell. Basketball is the best fan attraction as far as like the fan experience. It offers the best experience for fans, hands down, amongst any other sports. The only other sport I could say where you even get as close to, the entertainment or athlete is maybe boxing as they're walking to the ring. You know what I mean? But to actually be there in the midst of the actual game and have that interaction, there's nothing else like it, to my knowledge. But, a great way to bring that back up, man, because we got heated last time.
It was a heated debate. And for it to happen just like that, like the next week, it's crazy.
Word. Like, for it to go left that fast, it's like, just know y'all hear it here first, man. We bring these up. Trendsetters out.
Don't be surprised if you see a new rule proposed in the summer.
I think we're going to start seeing a lot more fan bannings and a lot more less interactions. I think that, like...
Real quick before we move on to the next topic, Pop, do you think enough was done in the way the organization has handled both situations?
I don't know about the Dolan part. I don't know. I think whether he was following you or not, he didn't do anything but say something. So I still feel like he still should lift the bin. He don't have to. It's his arena. He own the arena, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's his building. It's definitely his team. So he don't have to. But I just feel like nobody's coming to see you. So
yeah, I
don't know. I feel like he should lift it. And yeah, I think. And with the Utah and Russ situation, I think it was handled appropriately. Maybe the only thing I agree with Chris, but then I don't, because we can't give security too much power. Because let's say I'm security, and you say something, I might take what you say more serious than what the player do, and I'm like, yo, you bugging, get him out of here. And then the player be like, yo, you bugging. He's like, don't pay him no mind.
Pop said he don't want to turn into security at the club.
Right, now I look stupid. Like, yo, I'm not protecting y'all no more. You wilding, but you wasn't wild, all right? But I agree with you also, though. Like, yo, I got it, Russ, chill, I got it.
Like, stay into the game, pay attention.
Yeah. Or maybe... If anything, maybe the team should travel with personal security, and they could take care of it. Like Russ,
like personal security would be more adept to be
what I'm saying is like Russ go and be like, yo, handle that, please. Cause they right there. Instead of having to find security from the arena, like, yo, deal with that.
I would just say, I feel like the league should have did more. Like 25 is 25. I feel like it should have been either a bigger fine or something a little bit more harsh to sort of deter players from having that sort of interaction with fans or escalating like that with fans. That would have been my only wish. But so yeah, we're doing something different this week. We are, again, nobody knows the other's topic. We are doing this for the first time. This is about to be very interesting. It's going to be sports, non-sports. We're all in, and we're ready to discuss it. So I'm going to let Chip start it off with his topic first. I'm scared. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. You should know what my topic going to be. I'm a homer, all right? There was a lot of shit going on this week, all right? Let's talk about, my topic is has a broad side, and then it has a more specific side. The broad side, I want to talk about what's happening in New York sports as far as the main teams: Knicks, Rangers, Nets, Islanders, Jets, Giants. I'm not gonna count the Devils. But those main teams. Oh, Yankees and Mets. Over the past few years, the more dominant, more popular teams have been fading away on across all sports, even baseball. The Mets didn't really get on top of the Yankees, but they were right there neck and neck when those pitchers were first coming out. The Noah Syndergaards and what's the other dude?
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark Knight. All them dudes. So they was right there, and they was on pinnacle to take over the Yankees spot. Right now in basketball, the Nets are much better, much organized, better future right now, better direction as far as going against the Knicks. Football, the Jets, much brighter future, better direction, better organization right now over the Giants. And this flip-flop, and also the Islanders, same thing over the Rangers. In fact, the Rangers.
Shout out Mr. Green.
Rangers, Giants, and the Knicks, all in rebuild mode right now when it all boils down to it. And the other organization, Jets, Nets, and Islanders are well past the rebuild phase, and they're making strides to be much better and competitive teams. So I want to give my thought on how did that happen, and what do those organizations need to do to flip the tide back? Then I'm going to get into the Giants specifically. What are they doing? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what direction they going in. I don't know what the plan is. Gettleman is out here making these moves, which right now look crazy. And for the viewers, I have something that I call #no expectations. It does not say like that. I'm not highly upset. I'm not angry. I'm just clueless.
If you're a day one fan, it's a continuation of no email. #no email.
No email.
Lose email.
So I let me speak on the flip. The flip is funny to me, and the reason why I think it's funny is because everybody could see it happening, you know what I mean? But nobody really spoke on it like that. It was always just a normal shit talking between Jets fans and Giants fans, or Nets fans and Knicks fans. But right now we're really seeing the limelight and really, really seeing it come to fruition to where these teams are taking over the city. And to be a fan of the Knicks and the Giants, it's hard. I ain't gonna lie, it's hard to take. I hated anything that rhymed with A. All right, I hated the Nets, the Jets, and the Mets. All right. So when I see year after year now, just year after year, the other teams performing better, getting the bigger breaks, playing better, it really irks my soul. And as a fan, I can see why fans are so upset and so angry about the Odell situation with the Giants. For those who don't know, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, not even sure if he's in his prime yet, still has time to get way better, traded after he was signed, traded to the Cleveland Browns, signed an extension with the Giants. Gettleman said, "Oh, we're not signing him to trade him." A couple months later, Odell is now the Cleveland Brown. What are you doing? I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. But I know you need to get some clarity on what you're doing, bro. So when I think about the situation, how these teams are flipping the look on who runs the city, here's what I think the Knicks, Giants, Rangers, outside of the Yankees are doing great. The Yankees are they kept it level, and now they're looking like they're back on top when it comes to the sports in the city.
Speaking
All
of
other teams,
shout out to Alex Rodriguez proposing to J-Lo. Good job.
facts. I like that.
Dr. Jose Canseco's wow.
What?
Oh, you don't know.
We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that.
Oh, you man Jose wilding out here.
But here's what these teams need to do. Here's what my teams need to do. You need to do what the Rangers are doing. And the Knicks finally decided to do. And I hope this is what the Giants do. Embrace the rebuild. Stop all the in-between shit. If you're going to do something, you have to just take it head on. Shout out to the Nets. Because this is when I saw the tides turning in basketball as far as the switch. Huh?
Sheesh.
What'd I say?
I don't even know.
You'll do something, you gotta just take it head on.
Oh, you reaching. You reaching.
That was a nightmare reach.
Son hit me with the wild paws too. Like
I was trying to think, like, what are you saying?
Here's when I saw the tide turning, and I knew the tide was turning as far as basketball. When the Nets made that trade with Boston Celtics for all them old players, Kevin Garnett and all them dudes, the year after they was like, "Fuck that, we scrapping that, and we going straight to the rebuild." They ain't worried about signing no mediocre free agents, no B-list superstar. They drafted well. They picked up role players, and they started rebuilding their team right away. You didn't hear no flack from the fans like that. You didn't hear no fans. Now, I know the Knicks fans are different. The Knicks and Giants, one of the most hated teams in all of sports, and also at the same time, one of the most beloved teams in all sports. So that makes people act irrational and don't want to go through any kind of patience and process. This is what y'all need to do. And this is why I'm not too upset with the Odell trade. Let's break it down real quick. And I was watching a couple of shows, so I got a couple of points. The Giants have a losing record since they drafted Odell. Last 2 seasons, he missed a lot of games. That game against Green Bay, he dropped a lot of big passes. And if you go back to when you drafted Odell, and this goes to what Pop was telling us, wide receivers don't win you championships. Tell me you would draft. He was in the same draft as Aaron Donald. And what's the other dude? Khalil Mack, if I'm not mistaken. If you could go back and your team had the pick, a high pick, would you draft Odell over any of those 2 players right now? Real quick, yes or no, Pop?
Over Aaron Donald, no. Khalil Mack is kind of I don't know. Not
Chris?
over Aaron Donald, though.
Chris?
Depends on the need.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not. You can use either or. You don't have a specific need. We just talking about talent and what they bring to the team.
Yeah, I would.
Over them too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your opinion. I'm saying hell no. I'm saying hell no. Those 2 players impact the game for one more often. They are involved in more plays. 2, they're more consistent right now with their play, and they're staying on the field and they're healthy.
That's the only reason why I say yeah, is you can put him in more situations to impact the game. He can do kick return, punt return.
No, he can, but it's not. He's not what he's doing like that on the. You know what I'm saying? These boys is on the defensive side of the ball all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he's on offense. He does kick return and punt return.
No, but what I'm saying is they're involved in more plays, like directly involved more often than he is.
Okay, I mean, he got to get the ball thrown to him. So I got you. Okay, I get you.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So that's one of my reasons. If you're going to rebuild, and you know you have to reshape this team, I don't mind it. Now, the argument that some people gave was, did they get enough back? I'm not sure if they got enough back. I'm not totally in agreement that they did, but I'm not going to say they didn't. It all depends on how they use what they got back. Right now, the Giants are in position. They have the most draft picks in this draft. What I don't want them to see is to trade those drafts to your 49ers just to go up and get a QP. I think if you're going to make this move, Gettleman, you have to put these assets that you got to use and not just trade them away. Quick side note with this damn signing of Golden Tate. Do you know that because we let Collins walk pop, the conversation we had before in another podcast, the Giants was going to get a compensatory 3rd-round pick? Well, now because we signed Golden Tate, we got to give that compensatory pick to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So now you even let go Collins walk for even more. Like, I just don't get it.
Even more of nothing.
I don't get it. And this is why I'm confused with Gettleman. I don't know what you're doing, fam. You need to hold a press conference and explain what your plan is, son, because nobody knows. Yo, when the trade happened, I'm not going to lie. Even though I have #no expectations, I was working out when my brother-in-law, Tone, shout out to him, called me and was like, yo, you see this Odell? And I swear I stopped my workout for 45 minutes, son. Stuck sitting on the bench like... Just like that. I was shocked. You know what I'm saying? But when I thought about it, I'm not mad at it. Apparently, him and Schumer didn't get along. It was, I'm all for getting rid of a cancer. If he's a cancer in the locker room, I'm all for moving on and letting that man go be great somewhere else if it can't be solved. And everybody knows Odell's antics throughout the years in New York City. But to wrap it up, what needs to happen with these teams in order to flip the tide back, you need to embrace your rebuild. You need to stop with the false expectations and just let the fans know what we're doing. The Knicks are doing that now. The Giants need to come out and do that, although everybody's basically saying that's what mode they're in right now. The Rangers are doing it. They've been embraced. As well as the Yankees, they did it. We revamped, retooled, brung up the youngsters, and now they're in full go-ahead mode to attack and compete. What you got, Ethan?
I agree with that. If you're going to tank, don't half-ass it. Because all you're doing is prolonging how long the tank is going to have to take at that point. So I definitely agree with that point and that perspective of it. I think the Giants
I didn't say tank, just
no, I mean if you're gonna rebuild. My bad. You're right. Rebuild. I think the Giants last year embraced the rebuild when they got rid of key players. They just started moving pieces last year. Last year was the beginning of it, and then this year, that's when everything started really moving. So
you think that although they said they were still trying to compete, it was well documented, that in behind doors, they was really saying, yo, it's time to rebuild.
You can't compete by not adding pieces. You know what I mean? Like, you can't compete getting rid of Snacks, Eli Apple, even though everybody would feel like Eli Apple was a liability out there. I feel like it's the same situation with Landon Collins. The Giants just wasn't running the defense in their strong suit. The Giants was running the defense that they wanted to run, and it wasn't real comprehensive to the personnel that they had. At least that was my view and my perspective of it. But yeah, they was talking all of that. We still gonna keep fighting shit, but there was nothing being done to put that effort out there. There was nothing added before the trade deadline. You guys got rid of pieces, and then you didn't even get rid of pieces that then allowed you to get major picks. You know what I mean? Like, you guys didn't get much for Snacks or Eli Apple. Like, you guys got 8 round picks, I believe, right?
We got a third for Apple.
Okay. But then knowing it was the Saints, knew it wasn't going to be high. You know what I mean? It's like it was going to be a late 3rd round pick. But I feel like you guys began that embracing of it last year, and then this year, getting rid of Olivier Vernon, getting rid of Landon Collins, getting rid of Odell. Like, the writing's on the wall. Like y'all got rid of everybody worth keeping on the team. The best player now on the team is literally Saquon. After Saquon, might say Sterling Shepard. I'd probably say Janoris Jenkins because he's the most reliable on your defense. So the rebuild is in effect. It's just going to be, do you guys plan on getting a quarterback this year? Or if the rebuild is going to hold tight to where you use those 2 first-round picks to fill up other holes and then, unfortunately, tank again next year with the hopes of getting one of the maybe 2 quarterbacks that's coming out, which I think this draft class, as far as quarterbacks go, might be a little bit stronger than next year, but we'll see. So I think that's where, like you said, answers are needed, like to know what the expectation is. I heard, the other night coming home from work, I heard an analyst, I forgot her name, but she said she had been calling that Odell was going to be traded long ago. And the reason that she had said Odell was going to be traded was not necessarily Gettleman, but he wasn't getting along with Shermer. And she said there was 2 notable moments last year when Odell was seen telling Shermer, fuck you. And like basically cursing him out. And then there was one game where he went to the locker room like before the 2-minute warning. And the Giants tried to wrap it up and say, oh, he went to the back to get IVs. She was like, basically the Giants have built Odell. They allowed him. Basically, he was like he's a baby. They coddled him. They allowed him. They spoiled him. And then they paid him after the fact. They allowed him to get to this point, and in Shermer's eyes, he couldn't work with this. He couldn't work with this sort of team. So basically, it was the building of the, not necessarily ownership, but the coaching staff before him. And then when he came in, it was like I inherited this wild, massive headache that I didn't even build. Yeah, he's a great talent. And I think she mentioned, like, during the combine, they had asked Gettleman, what type of player are you looking for here in the combine? And the one thing he said is a player that gets along with his coaches, a player that understands that his coaches has the team's best interests at heart and allows the coaches to do their job. And she said that was where she knew Odell wasn't going to be there long. And then obviously Landon Collins last year spoke up about his discomfort with the team and the course that the team was taking. So it seems as though they got rid of all of the big mouths, basically, is what they're trying to say. Saquon is the only saving grace for the Giants right now. If Saquon wasn't there, I would really go hard to say the Giants ain't winning one game next year. Like, I would really say the Giants is about to be the Cleveland Browns.
That's crazy.
Like, that would be where I would push it. But honestly, Saquon can win you guys a game as long as your defense can hold on. But it's going to be what defense gets put out on the field, what energy gets put out on the field as far as offense goes, and what the decision is made with the Giants during this draft. I personally think they do need to trade those picks up Go ahead and bring him on, get that number 2 pick, and get your quarterback now. You know what you have. This is probably the best position you have to actually secure a strong quarterback. Why not just take it now? You know, unless you really plan on like really being the Browns and getting the number 1 overall pick, then that's different. Like if that's going to be the plan, then yeah, keep the picks, fill in other holes. But if that was going to be the case, I wouldn't see the Giants going to get a one of the best pass blocking interior offensive linemen now. You know, you could have waited or just drafted an old lineman. So, yeah, Giants shocked the world. That trade literally, like I was hoping, and I told y'all too, we was talking about this. I was like, yo, they talking to the Niners, we about to get them. I think the Giants really knew I was going to kill y'all all the way up until this episode, and y'all wasn't going to hear the end. I was going to wear my jersey. I was going to wear my 49ers. Y'all were going to hate me if they traded.
That's crazy.
But I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? I think if you're going to do it, you got to do it. Like you said, you know, I feel like the Yankees never really like embraced losing. They just knew they didn't have championship caliber teams, but they knew they were a couple of pieces away, so they never embraced the rebuild. And that's probably the only team that I felt like could do that. And they could slow play the rebuild. Nets are definitely in a great place. I feel like the Mets are never going to get right. I don't see the Mets, like, after those Mike Piazza years, it was done for the Mets. Like, that was the best chance that they had. Even with the pitchers that they have now, they don't have the team and they don't have the chemistry of this team. Like, they don't have no chemistry. And the Rangers, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. Pop.
So I'm gonna address it backwards. So I'm gonna reserve a lot of judgment on Gettleman because y'all there? Y'all hear me?
Yeah. Oh, we listening.
Nah, shit was frozen. I'm gonna reserve a lot of judgment on Gettleman because somewhere between the draft and the end of free agency, he's gonna get enough is enough from me. I just gotta wait and see. I don't know where it's gonna come. I don't know where. It might be after the draft. It might be before preseason. I don't know. But I'm gonna chill right now, you know. Had a long work day. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna keep my blood pressure down. Chill. Because he keeps saying he got a plan, but he's not saying the plan. Cool, it's too early. It's too early to say the plan. Draft ain't happened yet. A lot of moves can still be done. So before I even touch, I'm not even going to touch on Odell that much. But before I even touch on that, I disagree. I think they went into last season to win. They signed Nate Soldier. They traded for Kevin Ogletree.
I think they did too.
They went and got their running back. They was trying to win. When they realized they wasn't going to win, then that's when they said, all right, let's get rid of Snacks. Let's get rid of these guys. Let's get some pieces back. But I think they definitely went into the season thinking, yo, we got the pieces. We gonna make it.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think I agree with that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna just leave the rest of that alone. We gonna get. I'm gonna let the draft happen, and I'm gonna rewind myself back to this moment. The Odell trade. I didn't want him traded. It's only but so long you can hear rumors before it's like something is real about this. Even if it didn't happen, something is real about this. And then you read all the reports saying that they wanted to trade him last year, but Sherman came in saying, "Oh no, I can bring him in. I can make him a team guy. I can make him." They was ready to trade him last year, according to them, according to the reports, I should say. again, I have to reserve judgment on whether I think they got enough for him or not. And I will say this. I'm willing to bet money that if they was to trade him to the NFC, they would have got more for him. But they didn't want to trade him to the NFC. I'm willing to bet money on that. So you guys are right about the turning the tides with the teams, and forget the Nets, and I'm gonna talk about the Yankees. I feel like things started to change with the Yankees when they said we're not buying players no more, and that was what you need to do. Like when the Knicks traded for Carmelo, it was almost like greed. Y'all wasn't winning that championship regardless. Just wait. If Melo, if this is really what you want to do, if you're being serious and you want to come here, finish out your season with the Nuggets, stay healthy, and come join this roster that's making noise with the players we got already. They tore down the core of that team to get Melo. Was it right? Was it wrong? I feel like
it was wrong.
Like it was wrong. They built another core, which did well, but they was all older. The Jason Kidds, the Rasheed Wallace. It was valuable players, but they wasn't there long enough to hold it down. If they would have kept the Gallinari, if they would have kept Wilson Chandler, they would have kept some of these guys, that roster would have lived on longer. Or maybe you can trade some of them pieces. What's up?
But would it be safe to say that they wasn't sure what they were going to get with Gallinari? Because while on the Knicks, he was hurt a lot. And even after. Like,
That's
now
fine.
He's starting to form into a good player.
That's fine, though, because Melo is the star.
I got you.
You don't need him to be the star. You don't need him to. You need him to contribute. You need that. You need him to be available. I'm not saying it's fine that he's hurt, but could you imagine that team if they would have had Gallinari, Melo, and Amari, and then say you pick up a Jason Kidd in free agency or something like that, or you get a veteran point guard with that team? Who knows what would be happening right now? And I think that is the issue with New York teams, and I just don't want y'all I don't want Knicks fans to get mad if y'all don't get the big names y'all want. If y'all get Jimmy Butler,
foreshadowing.
If y'all get Jimmy Butler and Chris Middleton, like, don't get mad if y'all don't get the Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Don't get mad because sometimes it just don't work out that way. You want to build a core somewhere. And I like Mitchell Robinson. I like Kevin Knox. I like Alonzo Trier. I like those guys. Let them develop, let them build, and then hopefully you can add somebody to that. You add a Kevin Durant or a Kyrie. Maybe not both of them. Maybe one is enough, and you just build your roster. You build your team, and it's like that's what the Knicks was in the '90s. Although it was a different era, it was definitely a different era. Free agents didn't move like that, but it was like you lived with those guys. Like you knew the Charles Oakleys, and like that's what
the Nate Robinsons, the David Lees before they got rid of them.
Like you knew these guys, and it was like it felt good to see these guys get better. When you won with those guys, it felt better. It felt better, and I just think.
Let me speak on what you said about the free agency. I think I'm not gonna say all because Knicks fans overreact, and like I said, they don't have no patience. If they go and sign up guys like that, the one thing they can't do, and I think it will be okay, is if they don't overpay. That's what needs to happen.
The Chris Middletons, like that, the guys.
Yeah. Don't overpay.
I agree with that because I remember when what's his name? Greg Monroe. Y'all passed on him because he was asking for too much money. Like that's smart. Like Like, don't go wilding because you didn't get who was the free agents at that time? You didn't get the LaMarcus Aldridge. And don't just go spending money on somebody else. Still build your core up, build your young guys up. And then come on, y'all getting a top 3 pick. Y'all getting some talent. Y'all going to get some talent. Whether it's Zion, RJ Barrett, or whoever the third guy may be. Y'all getting some talent this draft. So it's like, I get it, I understand it. Another clip I saw was with Rappaport on the Skip Bayless show, and he's pleading like, "Come on, guys, because you imagine we got Kevin Durant and Kyrie on the Empire State Building. This person, I'm like, come on, like I get it. Trust me, I want Kevin Durant to go to what would be perfect for me? Kevin Durant go to the Nets. Kyrie go to the Knicks. We got 2 stars in New York, and it's lit in New York. I would love for something like that.
Battles every time.
Words, New York would be
way serious.
But if it don't happen, still build with your guys. And I feel like that's what the Yankees did with the younger, when the new star burners took over. They was like, we love you, Robinson Cano, but we can't give you that money.
Bro, kick rocks.
You know what I mean? Like, they was spending smart. They were spending smart. It was a shock to me when they made the Stanton deal. I'm like, whoa. Like, they didn't, because they wasn't doing that. They wasn't doing stuff like that. It was a shock. So, but look where they are, though. They're like a couple pieces away from being back in the World Series. And they're with guys that we all know, and you got your favorite. Like, who's this white boy that's gonna be the first baseman that came on like towards the end, Voigt or something like that?
Yeah, Voigt.
I fuck with him. I see him out here hustling and shit. He looked like a New Yorker. He looked like somebody that we used to having in New York. One of them hustle guys that's gonna get you a key base hit, gonna play defense.
Yeah, not Mark Teixeira.
Exactly.
That was probably the one I hated.
It's like that. Like, of course, it's New York. We want stars, we want names, but we also want the guys that are stars to us. They might not be a star outside of New York, but they're gonna be stars to us. And I think that's where the tides need to turn with the Mets. I don't know what the Mets. They need. I don't know. I don't know. The Giants, we gonna see. Yo, all I know is this, man.
You saw all encouragement.
I'm being 100% honest. I don't feel like this team has been blown up. I don't feel like that. I feel like we've traded and let certain guys walk, but we've also brought in guys that's not bums. We didn't bring in bums.
I just don't understand the Golden Tate.
I don't understand the plan. I don't understand the plan.
I don't understand the amount of dead money y'all got on the roster still.
But I don't see me. I don't care about stuff like that. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not stressing that either.
Like if it's not a hindrance, like honestly, let's say if the rebuild was next year, we have mad bread next year. Yeah. We're gonna go into free agency with like over 90 million. So that is whatever. It's weird with football and money. Like they can just be like, oh, yo, open the safe.
Yeah.
Create more money now. We good now.
They got a lot of options to win.
Yeah.
A lot of pots to dip in. But with the Golden Tate signing, and again, it just goes to not knowing what the plan is. Like, he's 31 years old, man, and you sign him to a 4-year deal. I don't understand it. And it's not.
You just gotta remember, he's probably not gonna do more than 2 years. Realistic.
Yeah, but then that goes to what Chris just said. I know you said you don't care about it, but you still gonna end up with dead money. I don't know if they had to give him that much to get him. I don't know, and that's like you say, the money with NFL is it can trick you. I don't know. I just don't understand, and that's why I say get on my knees to hold a press conference, similar to what Scott Perry and Steve Mills was doing, and just let everybody know what you want to do.
I'm waiting till the draft is over. He has to talk after the draft. He has to.
I don't know.
He said, I understand. He's trying not to show his hand yet.
Yeah. He got to explain why he drafted who he drafted, why he traded picks if he traded picks, and then the rest of it got to come into play. We did this so that we could get this and we can do that. Let me hear it. I need to hear it. Come talk to me. Sit down. But let me jump into my topic, man. Y'all been following this Rick Williams story?
Not familiar.
What about you, Chris?
Not familiar at all either.
Who is Rick Williams?
I'm sorry. I'm bugging. Rick Singer.
Rick Singer. I don't know who that is either.
Nah, maybe when you explain the situation, I might be familiar with it.
Okay. It's better. I'm glad that y'all... Yeah, but once I start explaining it, y'all gonna be like...
Surprise, motherfucker! I don't know what the fuck going on like that.
Y'all gonna be like, oh, I heard of that. Rick Singer pled guilty to charges for fraud, racketeering, money laundering, and obstruction of justice. So basically what he was doing was getting kids into colleges.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let me explain a little bit more for people who don't know. He had two ways of doing it. So people that was just for academics. He had a non-profit organization that was for going to feed the poor in Cambodia. That's what it was for. Right? So for the kids, non-athletes, the parents would put money into the foundation. The foundation would pay the administrators in the school that would hold the test sites. Oh, this was for high school kids so that they could pass their SATs and the ACTs to get into these schools. So the parents would put money into his foundation. The foundation would pay the administrators of the school that was holding the test sites. And then the foundation will also pay people to either do the test for the kids or correct their answers after they did the test.
And they was taking tests alone.
Oh, I'm gonna get into that.
Okay.
And then the administrator of the school would mail the SAT test to the offices of the SAT after the fact. Right? That was just for the academic kids. Then for the athletes, again, the parents would put the money into the nonprofit. The foundation would then take the money and give it to the athletic program or directly to a coach. And then the coach would designate the student as a recruit for the university admissions. One couple gave $1 million plus 2,000 shares of Facebook stock as a charitable gift. They kid got into UCLA.
It was for only one kid?
One kid. Another family paid him. He was the boy was sick, so he wasn't able to go to the site. So they paid him extra to send the SAT test to his home so he could do the test in his home and then mail it back. So when they confiscated his phone, it's one thing, you know, when you go through somebody's phone, you don't know the context. Like, if my girl go through my phone and see me talking to Chris, she don't know how me and Chris joke. So she just reading it just to read it. So I'm assuming they was joking. But in the text, it was like, I'll pay any amount for you to get that test in me, and then after that, you can use the money to cure cancer and save them kids over there. I'm pretty sure that was an inside joke or something, but that just sounds crazy. So then, your man Phil Mickelson say, you know what? I'm going to jump in front of this before my name come up. He said, yeah, I was one of the people who paid for my kid to work with this guy. But
I never heard that.
But of course, we didn't know he was scamming nothing. So,
oh my gosh.
Yo, they said this dude made like $25 million a year doing this. He was a basketball player. Obviously he didn't make it to the league or nothing. Then he was a college coach. He got fired after 1 year. And then he started this recruitment company. So my question to y'all is y'all thoughts on that whole thing. But my question is, what would you do to give your kids the best opportunity? Would you do something like this? If your kid was dumb as rocks and you knew they couldn't pass this test, but you wanted them to be in the best school, the best opportunity, would you pay somebody like this to get your kid out there? What you got, Chris?
So let me ask the question. The ones that didn't play sports, did they still have to pay tuition?
Oh, they still had to pay tuition.
No.
All it was for is to get them into that elite school. Whatever.
The UCLAs, the USCs, the Yales, Harvard.
The way Pop just broke it down, hell no. If my kid dumb as a box of rocks, I'm not losing that bread just to keep paying.
Oh, wait. Hold on. And then the one that got into UCLA, the one that where they donated $1 million plus the shares, the girl, it was a girl. She's right now, she's a YouTube star right now. And she be like, fuck school, I ain't going to school. This is wilding. Before all of this came out. And they spent all that bread.
So is this the shit that
with the girl,
the Full House chick is involved with?
Huh?
Yep. Is this the shit the Full House lady is involved in too?
Yes. Yep. She's on a yacht chilling on homie yacht.
Yes.
Yeah. So outside of the whole kid being dumb as a box of rocks, yes, I would do anything to make sure my daughter succeeds and my daughter has the best of what I didn't have. So if that, like, just in general, if that's the question, absolutely. In this particular situation, my child wouldn't know what was going on.
Word.
Because one, I wouldn't want to discourage my child or make them feel like I thought you was dumb as a box of rocks and that you couldn't do it on your own. But then I also wouldn't want to set that precedent, like, you know, I mean, cheating is okay, or, you know, lying, and, you know, like, I wouldn't want to set that precedent because I feel like you're setting a bad precedent for your child. You know, you're basically erasing everything that you've done in their adolescence as far as right from wrong and all of that. Like, as parents, we know, we bypass all of that anyway. You know what I mean? Oh, tell that bill collector I ain't here. You know what I mean? The old school shit that our parents used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them I ain't here.
The 1-800 number.
Word. Tell them I ain't here. You told me not to lie. Shut up. This ain't lying. Do what I say. You know what I mean? So outside of stuff like that, you know, and then it comes to something big like this, like, that's major. And would I? Yes. I wouldn't want my child to be involved in it anyway because I wouldn't want it to blow back on them. And if there was absolutely no other options, yes. But I'd have to be, like, at the very end of my, like, line, like, of everything I've tried. You know what I mean? So that's crazy, though. Like, 1,002,000 shares? That's supposed to feed a family, a country.
Yo, they was getting people. Son, it says here he co-wrote at least 2 books about college admissions. One is called Getting In, and the other one is called Getting In the Personal Brands. It's like he thought he was kryptonite, son. Like, you doing that and then you writing books about it? But what you doing with your kids, man? You paying that bread?
Anybody, I'm paying the bread. If I got it, I'm paying it. Anybody, listen. First, when we black, you can't come to us without the basic scam and deal, and we might not be with it. Give me that discount on them J's. Give me that gift card. You know what I mean? Let me use your food stamp card to go to the supermarket, spend $300, but give you $100.
By the way, I would never do such a thing. I understand what he's saying, but I would never do such a thing.
We as a people like to hook up. You know what I'm saying? But to keep it 100, anybody that's gonna act like they holier than thou and say that they would not, it's not right, they're taking somebody's child spot that, deserves to get in. You're not thinking about that when that's your kid. We all know morals, and that might be the right thing versus the wrong thing to do, but keep it 100. If I got a way to get my kid in, we get my kid in the door. Now, with that being said, this story is so crazy. Like, it's so far. Like, it ain't even just a small incident. Like, this was a network. Network. Like, you remember when the Robert Kraft shit happened? They was like, he ain't even the biggest name on this list. Yeah. But they still ain't released that list and ain't really dive into that whole investigation. But that's what this
Illuminati.
Word. That's what this story is. And for America, for white America, for those Republicans out here who want to act like y'all holier than thou and y'all know right from wrong. It's the Mexicans killing everybody. It's the blacks committing crimes and all that. Y'all do some fucked up shit. Y'all just got the money to do it with. You know what I mean? So that just brings light to all that. And with saying that, I hope everybody get as much time faced as Jesse Smollett, R. Kelly, all them dudes that y'all going after right now and discussing on the media. I better see the same energy given towards this shit right here. Because it was a part of that story where not only would they do that with admissions, but they would beef up the resume of the child. It was the one story where they put that the child was a full-time tennis player with all these accolades, ain't played tennis a day in her life. But she got in based off the fact that she was a star tennis player. And that is crazy.
And to piggyback off what you're saying about this being a bigger thing, in 2008, Singer started cooperating with the government, with the FBI. He was wearing a wire, right? But they said that while he was wearing a wire, he was starting to tip parents off about him being investigated. So they took away any help, like he couldn't help himself no more. He's falling on his sword for other people. He's like, yo, it's all me. I did it. I messed up. I take responsibility. He's falling on the sword for a lot of people. That's what he's doing. And he's going to get paid heavily.
On the back end.
Most definitely.
Do this time, and when you get out of that federal cushion, this is going to be waiting for you.
So you
out of that Martha Stewart suite?
I don't know if they're going to say my name or not. So, hey, guys, before y'all find out, wait, was it? He said, our family, along with thousands of others, use Rick Singer Company to guide us through admission process. Why do you need to pay somebody
to get through admission?
Son, if we're talking about on the up and up, forget knowing it's a scam. Forget those people. Why do you need to pay somebody to get your child through what? So I went to a SUNY Chris, what kind of college you went to?
HBCU.
We know other people that been to D1s. It might not be Stanford, and why do you need to pay somebody tens of hundreds of millions of dollars to get your child through academic processes? Like that doesn't sound right to me.
They all know it was a scam.
Oh, yeah.
They all know it was a scam. They all know it was a scam. But like, it's. I'm not shocked at it. I know shit like this happens all the time.
Facts.
Across all professions and organizations, and it's always somebody somewhere that got the hook up to get you in somewhere. That's the way of the fucking world. You know what I mean?
For me to answer the question, I'm torn, right? Because I'm with y'all. I'm doing anything to help my kid. But if I know my kid ain't built for something, I'm not gonna put him in there. Because all he gonna do is fail. I can't pay for the rest of the 4 years for him to pass through. I'm gonna pay this bread. I obviously I got it. It ain't hurting me. But I'm gonna pay this bread for him to get in, and he ain't gonna do shit. So it's almost like, what am I doing that for? If I'm that rich or that wealthy or whatever, you better off just straight out of high school, putting him in a job and teaching him whatever profession that you're in at that point.
Let me just buy you your degree.
Oh yeah, word. At that point.
You can do that too. There's motherfuckers that do that too.
You don't see no parts of the class, but then when it's time to walk across stage, people be like, who fucking class was that in?
Not only she graduated, she valedictorian. How she get that?
She got the extra colors around her neck. You like, you ever see her? Class of business. Never see her in the dean. What the fuck?
How you get your master's in 4 years? That's wild. But yeah, I would do it if I see him busting his ass and he just his score just didn't make it. Yo, take this bread, here you go. At least I know he's trying. But if he's fucking going in and writing his name in a Scantron where the answer's supposed to be at,
yo, just put in BC.
What? I ain't paying for that.
See your way out, Charlie.
Word. Go learn a trade because school ain't for you, fam. It ain't for everybody.
Yo, I remember seeing some shit. They was like, yeah, at least 45% of the answers is in the middle of the Scantron.
Mm-hmm. Let me throw a couple A's and D's in there, but easy.
Oh my God.
Yo, man.
Duke and Syracuse going at it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game so far, man.
Is Zion on the minute restriction? I ain't even put the thing.
Nah, he playing.
Nah, he playing good. Like, you can see a difference with him on the court.
Oh, most definitely.
But so mine is a little bit different. We went throughout, Chips had the sports, and Pop had
current events.
Pop had current events. Mine is more, I guess you could say, pop culture, because it's the way of the world now. In today's society, and guys, watching, we talk about everything we can. In today's society, everything is all about, obviously, social media and what you can do to get on TV. We see these internet stars, basically, like comedians. Prime example. Well,
that's a fact.
Very few are funny, but comedians now have this platform where everything is recorded. And so, I have an 8-year-old, and one thing she loves to do now is watch YouTube. and she watches YouTube to literally watch kids play with toys.
My man Ryan, remember Ryan?
Yo,
Ryan, a millionaire at the age of like 9 or 10, son.
legit, we was in Best Buy.
Motop.
I was getting another controller. She was like, "Mommy, look, it's Ryan."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, he was in the store?
In Best Buy.
Oh shit.
No, he was in the store or the product?
No, his product,
Oh.
not him, his product. I probably would have smacked his parents or something. Like, he don't even got no talents. He just play with toys. But everything, like, legit, it took me a while to realize, like, yo, what are you watching? Because you hear the kids, like, these kids, like, this is great practice for these kids to be, like, true actors and actresses. Like, they be on here doing full-fledged shows, motion pictures, and their parents in this editing. I'm like, I'm sure it's all on Apple product, like Apple Movie or something. Like, they be editing stuff. They be having, like, different cut scenes. But then you go to the dirty side of it, the whole, the Momo shit. Or reality TV. And I don't even remember the year, like reality TV and all of this internet shit started. Like, obviously, internet's been around for a while.
I remember.
But when did the tide change that reality TV had nothing to do with reality? Like, reality TV used to be sports. You called the fake stuff what it was, your soap operas. You called it that. Your daytime television, where you knew it was an act. Now everything is trying to sell for, oh, well, this is real and these are people's real lives. No, it's not. And people engulf themselves in it so much, like, to the point where, again, you go back into the social media, people follow these people on the internet and they become millionaires off of social media, the lack of any skill on TV, because literally there's no skill behind it. Like, legit, I'm about to have my daughter start her own YouTube page and just start posting stuff out there. We about to have commercials on our show with her just playing with toys.
Fact.
Like, I just don't get it, and I don't understand it. Like, when I say this baffles me, like, every time I come in the house and I see my girl watching, I'm not even going to say the names of this stuff because I don't even want to give it publicity. But every time I see her watching one of these, brainless, mindless, ratchet TV shows, I'm like, why are you watching it? And she legit tells me, because it ain't my life. It's entertaining. How? Please explain to me how people making a fool of themselves. Go ahead, what?
Now finish it. What you saying?
Like, please explain to me how people making a fool of themselves. And honestly, it's more to it than just making a fool of yourself. You're making a fool of our culture. You're making a fool of, unfortunately, majority of these shows are black people. So to me, it's like you're making a mockery of what we've come so far to try and work towards. Getting black people on TV, getting black people behind cameras. You know what I mean? Like, getting black people in these roles of producer, executive producer, and all of these bigger roles than just being a face. But then you have the Mona Scotts of the world exploiting it and basically dumbing down the product to where there's no credibility behind it. Even as far as to say, I feel like Tyler Perry's Uncle Tom. I feel like Tyler Perry gets away with being able to say, and this goes back to our conversation about the N-word, where black people can say it, but others can't. Tyler Perry gets away with being able to call each other chicken-eating, rap-listening folks. But if a white producer came out with the same movie as, let's say, a Tyler Perry or created the same character as Madea, they'd be called a stereotype, a racist. Like, it'd be holy hell. So let me know what y'all thoughts are, because for me, like, this was going to be one of my enough is enoughs, but this is my enough is enough. I need 5 seconds. I everything in one and my time. What you think, Pop?
So you said a question. When did reality TV become non-reality? If I had to guess, I'm gonna say, what was that shit called? The Flavor Flav show. That's what it's called. That if I had to guess, I'm gonna say that because I remember the original Real World, and that shit was real. It started to get fake, but the first couple seasons, it was legit. What was that shit though? Was it Finding Love for Flavor Flav?
Flavor
Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love, yeah. Come on, none of them women wanted fucking Flavor Flav. Come on, let's be real. Nobody.
So they had 3 seasons of that shit, son.
Word. And then the chick from that won the first one got her own show.
New York.
Yeah. Then it was Finding Love for Her, whatever.
She didn't even win.
The word. Word.
I'm mad I even remember this.
So attention, man. I think now I will say this. I agree with you. I'm always the pro-black. We need to look better. We need to present ourselves better. But I will say there is a lot of white fake reality shows too. We just don't watch it. But it's there. It's definitely out there. And they be acting a fool too. They be acting a fool also. It's just we don't care. It don't hit our radar. We don't care about it. It's just the uphill battle that black people always gotta fight. Because if we never was looked at as inferior, we wouldn't care. Because white people don't care that other white people on TV making a fool of themselves. Because when we see white people, we don't look at them like, oh, you gonna act like such and such. You gonna act like Snooki. You Snooki? You gonna act like Snooki? We don't think like that because we know that that's not true. But somebody from fucking North Dakota that don't see black people and all they see is what they see on TV and they see us, they gonna be like, yo, rap for me. Oh, they gonna do something. They gonna think whatever they see. That's what they know. So that's why it's whack, because it's like we do need to present ourselves better, because unfortunately that's just the uphill fight that we have to do. We can't have fun. Sometimes it should be okay to have fun. Whether we like the shit or not, let them be on TV acting a fool. It's entertainment to some people. They should be able to do it. Everybody that has a phone or no, not even a computer. Anybody that has a phone can be somebody, whether they are or they're not. People can say that about us right now. Who cares about our opinion? Who are we? But it's all about how you present yourself. And these people doing the kids or the guys, I don't know how old they are, that just robbed this dude and cut his face and all of that. They all just got picked up by the feds today, and not because of that, because of a RICO charge and alleged shooting the cop.
Who's this?
The dudes that beat that kid up.
Oh, YBN?
Yeah. They just got arrested by the feds. They're already being watched. And then you go do some shit, putting yourself on social media even more, on camera, when they're already watching you. Like, it's just stupidity. We do stupidity like that, and it's just bad, man. Like, I make fun of these comedians that wear wigs. I don't like it. I make fun of it all the time. But it's because of that though. Like they should be able to do that. Go ahead and do that. But then there's always that stigma, like why black people gotta dress up like women? Why black men gotta dress up like women? Why we gotta be feminine? Why we can't be manly and be funny? Like why we always have to do shit like that? We always gotta appeal to a certain kind of crowd by doing shit like that.
We always gotta do something to emasculate ourselves.
Yeah. Or well, yeah, that's is in the same lane. Doing something to make us feel less intimidating. Like, but basically the same thing. Like, it's sad, but it's just the way it is, and it's been like that forever. So when we get the Tyler Perry's, that's why I fuck with Spike Lee. Spike Lee gonna tell it how it is. He don't fuck with you. He gonna tell you he don't fuck with you. He ain't gonna make no bullshit. You might not like the movie, but he ain't making no clown coon ass movie. And if he do, he's making fun of it. It's a satire. He not trying to sell you some shit that's gonna make you look bad. I never been a fan of Tyler Perry. All his movies, the dark skinned person is the bad guy in every movie. And then the men is
I ain't even think of that.
the men is always the bad guy in every movie. Like he started to throw the crazy women out there, but he built his name off of the dark skinned black dude being ain't shit, and then Puda come and save the day. That's what Tyler Perry built his fucking career. That and the Madea character, which you are 100% right. If fucking Steven Spielberg made that character, we would fucking riot. We would riot. Like, oh, word, that's how you see black people? That's how you see black people?
All we do is cook out.
But, hey, Madea got a funeral coming up now, so... And everybody gonna go see this shit. It's making money, he gonna keep doing it. What you think, Chip?
So anybody that knows me, y'all know, I say this all the time. Social media, social media, social media.
Oh, and real quick, I'm sorry. Me and some of my people, we gonna see the April Fool's Jam or whatever at Barclay. It's comedians, Bill Bellamy, Michael Blackston, this person. Yeah, man, Major Hype is on there. And whatever his name.
Ha Davis.
These dudes come over social media. I can't wait to see them on stage. I want to see y'all perform. I want to see y'all do all them fucking 50-second clips into an act. I want to see it. I can't wait. But go ahead, my bad, Chewy.
Yeah, man. I wish we was going to that shit, but not for that price. That price is crazy. I'm not paying.
That's the suite and food included.
Oh, they didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
They just said it was like front row.
Nah. First of all, we talk about that later. I don't know if you got the price that I got. You might got the price that they were searching for.
Hold on, fam. Hold on.
Finish with your He like, nah, we don't see this now.
Son, it was like three. It was like
nope. That ain't my price.
He said wrong first number. Nope.
Yo, word. What he said 3? Stop right there.
No, hold on. Oh, it was 125.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like just like for front row.
No, that's the suite with food.
I would have did. That makes sense. They bought the tickets already?
Nah, just holler at me. Don't worry, man.
All right, I'm gonna holler at you because that's not what they said. Batman. Yo, no lie. Because I was like, nah, I'm not paying that for that. And she was like, yo, it's front row. What? I'm like, I don't care. I'm not paying that to see that lineup. Just to see?
Nah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
That was a crazy price. All right, all right, but anyway. Social media. It ain't going nowhere, right? you either hate it or you love it. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Twitter. I have Facebook, but I don't like use it. I'm like one of those motherfuckers that's nosy and like to be in everybody's business. So I just scroll every once in a while, keep it 100, and then I post every now and then and comment on my friend's shit sometime in my sports room and stuff like that. But the question is, the one question you asked is, when did it happen? And Pop is absolutely right. I was going to bring up the Real World. When the Real World first started, that was real reality TV. Then the shows like Flavor of Love came out, Loving It, the Love and Hip Hops, the Bad Girls Club,
I forgot.
Crazy.
Definitely forgot about it.
Crazy shit like that. And I'm not gonna lie, some of it I watched, but it's like it was reality, then it was a little bit stage reality, then it was like full blown, we gonna do this scene. I ain't gonna lie, one of my mans worked on that type of field, do security and stuff, and he told me that one fight scene in Love and Hip Hop, he was tired because he had to keep running in there on the same scene to break up the fight. So, like, motherfuckers is like, cut, all right, I need you to do this. And let's remember, it was one video that went viral when the nigga, when your boy Ray J hat went like this, then it was like this,
like
this. It was like this. Then they had one when it was like this. Yo, but the crazy shit is people watch it. Shout out to my man Hef. My man Hef will come into the chat like, yo, did you see this on Love and Hip Hop? And we be like, yo, you that serious, son? You really think we about to talk to you about this, son?
Yo.
You watching Love and Hip Hop, fam? The Joe Buttons of the world, the Fabulouses and Ray J's, and that shit is, for me, it's whack.
From what I hear, Love and Hip Hop this season is actually good.
Well, I'm not even. Well,
it's real relationships, it's real people. They not doing fake fights and all of that. I hear this season is actually something that feels real.
Well, let somebody else feel it, because I ain't feeling it.
Shit called Love and Hip Hop and ain't nobody in a relationship.
It damn sure wasn't. For mad long, son.
But listen, man, I'm gonna say this. Fame drives the world. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. Money drives the world. Everybody will do anything for a buck. And it's just a stigma that we're faced with. And like I said, you either hate it or you love it. Like I said, I hate the thought of Instagram and all that stuff because of all the fake shit. One thing that my girl, she gets annoyed with me. Like, she'll show me a video and she'll be laughing, and then I'll be like, that's not real.
Yo, look at his face, though.
No, you gotta do that, son. You gotta do that.
I can't laugh if I know that you're portraying something to be real, and it's just not funny to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like it literally be videos where a dude will be shopping in the supermarket, and a dude will walk up and be like, yo, you fuck my girl in the ass? And then they'll do the fake smack and they'll act like they start fighting. And then somebody will call like, oh shit, world star. And then there'll be people in the comments commenting like, oh, he pussy, he shouldn't have let him do that. Or he ain't swing back. Like, yo, y'all do know this is not real. Like, y'all do y'all know that this is staged? Yes, the people shopping might not be in on it, but the people that's acting, they're acting. And y'all talking about like it's a real blown fight. Like, it's crazy. I don't understand the concept and how that can make money. But it reaches so far, like, even like into rap. What's that song, Tatiana?
Mm-hmm.
Son, the dude is, I don't know if I even heard a song where somebody is so offbeat and sounds so retarded and everybody is jamming to it.
That's a style.
Everybody is jamming to it. Like, it's popping. Like, all I don't even know what word to use. Like, all common sense or reality is taken out of everything. Like, it doesn't matter. It has no base no more. It has no foundation. If you can find your niche tying your shoe in the different ways, then you can blow up because people are vulnerable and they are going to watch it. It's crazy. A little kid, Ryan, multi-millionaire, brung his family from probably the gutter, all for playing with toys on fucking camera. Like, that's the world that we live in. That's society now. Now there are other entertainers. I know Pop hates Major Hype. I don't mind Major Hype because he's not portraying something to be real. You know it's an act. You know what I'm saying? He's just making a joke of it. The dude King Botch, he does things like does skits where he makes fun of different scenarios and relationship issues, the controlling women or the snake, the backstabbing friend or whatever. Those things I don't mind because those are skits. The shit I hate. What's your man name? What's the Queen? Queen's Flip. What is he famous for, son? He sits in a car. It's the guy sitting in a car and taking somebody your son eating a bowl of Forty Flakes in a car, and you gonna throw that shit in the air because you jamming the music. And
with no milk. And he got milk. A spoon with he ain't had no milk in it. It was dry cereal. He eat it with a spoon.
But people find that hilarious.
I said, hey, yo, I want to battle.
Yo, son, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But hey, it's a society we live in. Even go down to motherfuckers, grown men, still talk about WWE like it's real. Like, I can't stand to see that. That's the one thing. One of the things I can't stand because they talk about it like it's real, and it's entertainment, and it's not real. But people are making it seem like it's real, and it's just crazy. I mean, I can't get with that type of stuff. Yeah, so I'm like, well, Pop, if you find your niche and you're able to make money and be successful over it, I'm not going to hate on you. Do what you do. It's just not for me.
It's the new hustle, man.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Like whenever people started selling drugs, they had the pure drugs, and then once everybody started seeing them, let's get this bullshit. They gonna buy it anyway. Some bullshit.
Cut that shit up. Cut it up.
That's just the way it is. Did we answer your question, Chris?
You did. And I greatly appreciate y'all insight, man, because I felt like it was only me when it came to this. And I was like, I can't. There's no way my boys could be with this bullshit.
I do want to say this, though. Do that, then do something illegal. I don't care. Somebody else gonna like it. Do it. Let them like it. I don't gotta like it. You don't gotta please me. But if this is what you don't have no other out. You ain't good in school. You've been locked up already. You can't find a decent job. And this is what's paying your bills. by all means, do it. I don't want you back in jail.
You ain't even got to be about finding a job because it's a profession. It's a profession.
This is what I'm saying. If this is what you're doing,
if that's what you want to do,
feed your family, do your thing.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to show my dislike for some of this shit. I ain't trying to take money out of nobody's pocket.
That's interesting though, because I really want to see. We going to the shit in DR. And Major Hype is gonna be there this year, so he's gonna be performing.
He gonna put a wig on. He's done. I bet money he put a wig on.
He gonna have at least one wig.
At least one.
Yo, man. But yeah, like, you just gotta adapt to the times. You gotta be amiable. You gotta be able to.
Can't get old, brother. Can't get old, man. We getting old. That's what it is, but.
Right. That's a fact.
You right.
We getting old.
I don't be getting half the shit. I still don't understand how Pop like light skinned Keisha, but I'm gonna leave him alone.
Nah, that shit hard.
Legit, she was down here in Richmond at a club like maybe a month ago. I literally just shook my head because my hood rat little sister went to the club to see it.
Just remember, light skin Keisha, whenever you see this and they start liking you after the fact, I was feeling you from the jump, boo.
Yo, man. As always, we appreciate y'all for showing up. Support, comment, share, be a part of the conversation, please.
Yeah, and go ahead and tell us we hypocrites because we share this on social media. Go ahead, tell us.
This is real talk. This is real conversation. Nothing.
Like my man Chip said on episode whatever, we don't say none of this shit for likes. We don't make none of this shit up. None of this is an act. That's all we saying. Be authentic about your shit. That's all we saying.
Facts. Stop acting like the shit real. That's all I'm saying.
Stop fronting. Yeah, man. Shout out to my man PH Puda. They couldn't be here this episode.
Nah, PH, you getting fined, B. You no call, no show. You getting fined, B.
You gonna put him out there, huh? Okay.
PH, no call, no show for y'all. Just want y'all to know.
What, throw one of the bus like that?
Yo, but he said he no call, no show for y'all.
But I hope you alright though, my man. I hope you good.
Yo,
yeah, be good so we can curse you out.
Word. But yeah, man. Shout out to the rest of the MizFitz. As always, we appreciate the support and love. Again, go check out WMD Words, Music, Dance. MizFitz make an appearance this last episode. It is posted out on all streaming sites. And as always, man, come again. We appreciate y'all. And MizFitz out.
Salute.